When you were saying that, it was reminding me of wedding vows. And I was thinking about how we spend so long planning a wedding and not building a marriage.
Mhm.
And just the discrepancy between the two, even how long you'll take to write your vows. But then to live up to those vows takes a whole different set of skills. And we don't really put that much effort into building those skills and working on those parts.
Maintaining those skills. Yes.
Maintaining those skills. How do you know if you're in love with someone or just the idea of them?
How do you know if you're in love with someone or just the idea of them? Is there a difference between how you wish they would be and how they actually are?
Mm-hmm.
How wide is that gap? How much of the relationship do you actually enjoy versus how much time are you spending trying to change them, trying to change the dynamic? I like to say, if you allow your person to be exactly who they want to be, without molding them, without controlling them, without micromanaging them, but you allow them to show up just as they are, does that help you feel more or less like the person you want to be? Does that feel more or less like the kind of relationship you want to be in? And it doesn't mean it's perfect. Doesn't mean it's all the time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that they won't change. Doesn't mean you can't change. But if you really allow them to be, if you accept them for exactly who they are, does that help or hinder what you want love to feel like? That's one question to ask.
Yeah, it's a great question. I love that question. It's such an important question because that is who you're with 90% of the time. And that is what you'll experience. And yeah, if you're in love with the idea of them, then you're absolutely right. Your answer to that question will be no. Because I want them to be a bit more this, a bit more that, a bit more this.
And do you need a bit more? Is that bit more that you're missing really, really important to you? If it is, by all means, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times we fool ourselves into thinking that the little bits that we're missing are make or breaks. And we forget that loving someone is such an honor. And this is more so geared towards long-term relationships, marriages of sorts. But it's a real honor to be able to love someone through several seasons of their life. To be able to be their support system, to be the smiling face that picks them up on a day when they feel shitty, to be there when they lose someone that they love or they lose an opportunity or they hit their highest high, to sit with them on a Sunday night on the couch every Sunday for years and years in a row. I mean, it's an honor to love someone and to be there. And sometimes I just think we need to reframe the way that we view the person we're with as a whole human all on their own that we get the honor to love. And that tends to clear out a lot of the little bits that we aren't getting.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You look at that person and you think, my God, I really do love them. Look at the way that they do the dishes or tie their shoes. I love the way that they drive, and the way they dance to music. I love to watch them get ready and put, do their morning routine or whatever. Like, you just look at that human and remember that it's an honor to love them. And maybe that'll clear out some of the bits that you're missing.
Yeah. What do you wish people asked themselves before they got married?
Do I want to be a partner or do I want a spouse? And the difference there is when you want to be a partner, when you want to be someone's support system, when you want to be the co-creator of the marriage that you're about to step into, the life that you're going to build, there's accountability and responsibility in that. And it really allows you to focus on what you can control, which is how you show up. Now, assuming you're walking to that altar and you know this person pretty damn well, and you've spent a good long time seeing who they are, understanding their heart, really caring for them, all of that, you're gonna have to remember that sometimes the best you can do is show up as the partner you want to be. that you want to be, even if your seasons are misaligned. Matthew McConaughey has this great bit in a podcast that he did where he says, sometimes you're walking and they're running, and sometimes you're running and they're walking. And you just have to make sure that one doesn't get too far ahead of the other. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love him. Yes.
Yeah, I love that too.
I think that's well said.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's about how you communicate when you are that. I've always thought about it as sometimes me and my wife are driving to the same event, but we're driving separately. She's going to get there early and I'm going to be late. And so I'm on the phone. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be late. And she's like, well, I'm going to be early. And I'm like, okay, well, do you want to wait for me because you want to go in together, or do you want to go in without me and I'll follow you in there? And she's like, no, I want to wait for you to go in there together. And it's like, you're both driving separately, but you're talking to each other the whole time about where you're at. And that's that conversation that calms you both down, rather than you have no idea what time that person's getting there. One of the challenges I find is that everyone wants a lot of what I hear is people want their partner to talk to them more emotionally and tell them more. And there's a lot of people who don't want to do that, or don't know how to do that, or don't feel the need for it. And the person who wants to talk kind of gets a bit annoyed and frustrated and upset that their partner won't talk. What's your advice in that scenario?
What's the loving thing to do? You know, and that probably requires both sides of the aisle to adjust a little bit. You're not going to get perfect words all the time. It's not going to happen. And you're going to have to give imperfect words a lot of the time. You're going to have to try. My aunt and uncle are in their mid-70s, early 70s. They've been married for 25, 30 years, something like that. And we were just having a conversation the other night. I was asking my Uncle John, I said, what is your secret to what's the magic? How has this happened? They're probably the happiest couple I know. Incredible. And he said, she tells me what she wants to hear, and I repeat it back to her. And he meant it with his full chest. I've seen them do it. Yeah. My Aunt Beth will say, I need you to tell me that this is going to be okay. You hear me, you've got my back, and you've got it covered. And he will recite it right back to her, word for word. And they say, okay, I love you. And leave it there. And some people will think, but if I have to say it, if I have to tell them what to say, it doesn't matter. It erodes the value and this, that, and the other. If your person is asking to be loved in a specific way, put your stuff aside and show up to the best of your ability. It will not be perfect all the time. It sure as hell won't. But do the loving thing. And that is typically to show up in the ways that your partner is explicitly asking you to. If you want bonus points, anticipate some of those needs, right? Pay attention and try to do it without having to be asked. But don't knock the direct communication and then choosing the loving thing to do.